The integumentary system comprises the skin, or cutaneous membrane, which is the largest organ in the human body, and its accessory structures, namely hair, glands, and nails. Our skin provides us with protection from trauma, infection, and UV radiation, assists in regulating body temperature and water content, synthesizes vitamin D, and allows us to sense and interact with our environment. It consists of all four types of primary tissue. Epithelium covers underlying connective tissue, smooth muscle adjusts hair position and blood vessel size, and embedded nervous tissue controls that muscle and transmits sensory information. The epidermis is the avascular, superficial-most layer of the skin, composed of keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. It covers the dermis and deeper hypodermis. This last layer, also known as the subcutaneous membrane, or superficial fascia, is not always considered part of the integument. Skin can be separated into two types: glabrous thick skin, found on the soles of the feet, the fingertips, and palms, and thin skin, which covers the rest of the body. Thick skin contains all 5 possible layers of epidermis. The deepest of these is the stratum basale, which provides connection to the dermis via a basement membrane. Found in this layer are the basal stem cells that differentiate into keratinocytes, which make up about 90% of epidermal cells. In addition are melanocytes, which produce UV-protectant melanin, Langerhans cells, which are involved in immune response, and Merkel cells that sense fine touch. Keratinocytes are pushed up to the stratum spinosum, where they increase keratin synthesis and form an interconnected network of cells that appear spiny or prickly under a microscope. Higher up, the stratum granulosum also gets its name from its appearance and the presence of keratohyalin granules that bind keratin filaments and enhance the skin's tensile strength. Keratin makes the epidermis waterproof and more resilient to abrasion. This protection, however, comes at the cost of water and nutrient access, and keratinized cells quickly die and are pushed superficially. The stratum lucidum appears clear rather than granular on microscope and is not present in thin skin. The topmost layer of all skin is the stratum corneum. It is only a few cells thick in thin skin, but can be over 30 layers in thick skin. These dead, fully keratinized cells in this layer are also called corneocytes. Immediately deep to the epidermis lies the dermis. Its papillary layer is made primarily of loose areolar connective tissue, which binds the two layers while providing flexibility. Dermal papillae form epidermal ridges that increase the surface area for vascular nutrient transfer to the epidermis and increase resilience to shearing forces. The reticular layer comprises the deeper 80% of the dermis and contains all 3 types of dense irregular connective tissue: collagenous, elastic, and reticular, which impart tensile strength and elasticity to skin. Also abundant are larger blood vessels and lymph vessels, hair follicles, sudoriferous and sebaceous glands, and nerve endings such as Meissner's, Pacinian, and Ruffini corpuscles that sense touch via changes in pressure, vibration, and temperature. Deeper still, the hypodermis, made up primarily of adipose tissue, provides insulation, shock absorption, energy storage, and stabilization of the skin relative to underlying muscles and organs. In veterinary medicine, the career field I am pursuing, dermatological issues can signal a plethora of diseases. A shiny, thick coat can signal a healthy pet, while pruritus, alopecia, and odorous seborrhea are among common skin responses to bacterial infections or parasitic infestations by mites, fleas, or ticks, which we frequently see in our domestic animals. These same symptoms can also be the first signs of more serious issues, like severe allergies, nutritional deficiencies, endocrine dysfunction, autoimmune disease, or even poisoning. The integument in these cases often provides first key clues to guide pathological diagnosis to determine appropriate treatment.